Time for another edition of Hey Bobby with Senior VP of the Cleveland Guardians, our really good friend Bob DiBiasio. And boy, Bob, what a playoff run by this team. The ALDS, we thought that was something else. You get into the ALCS, and that was just something out the guts. And it's an old cliche. I said this on the radio earlier this week. Hey, this team never gives up. They come back. That's used all the time. But boy, you can really use it with this baseball team from 2024. They came back so many times and never had that attitude of giving up.
I don't know where to begin, Ray, to talk about such a remarkable 2024 campaign. Certainly disappointing on how it ended. It's always disappointing when you're not the last one standing, of course. And there's no matter how long you've been in this business, there's something about the final postseason loss and how abrupt the season comes to an end, and you have to deal with that sadness, and then hopefully quickly turn to say, okay, what a remarkable ride we just had for 7 months. And the fact that we had 15 homegrown players on our postseason roster. I think the Tigers had 16 for the most. We had 9 rookies on our postseason roster. Think about that. 9 rookies on a postseason roster, and what kind of experience did they gain in going through, as you said, the ALDS and that incredible game 5, and then the ALCS and game 3 and all of that magic, and how each of the other two were just down to the wire, and just a remarkable year. Started with the eclipse at Progressive Field, so we were reaching for the moon for this season, and we got there.
And we did it all with a rookie manager, too. You know, a lot of
Yes.
people are saying young baseball team. Stephen Vogt, he doesn't have kind of coaching experience, let alone managerial experience. How is this going to go? Well, he came through flawlessly, and certainly there's lessons to be learned with him. But boy, going all this distance with a rookie manager as well as a young baseball team.
You know, Stephen Vogt, such a model of consistency and positivity throughout the whole year. I think every manager, you sit and you say, okay, in this specific game here or this game there, maybe I would have done something different, but he always had his reasons why, which is the important thing. That always prepared, a remarkable coaching staff. Going to be very interesting to see what transpires this offseason if any of our coaches get interviewed for managerial jobs elsewhere. And if all of them will come back. They really, from first day of spring training, set a tone of playing good, solid, fundamental baseball, and making sure that this young baseball team didn't use youth as an excuse as to why they couldn't compete and succeed at the big league level. So the one thing Stephen did say at his press conference after the ALCS came to a conclusion, I really liked his line when somebody said, "What did you learn?" And his answer was, "Learn the lesson, forget the event."
Makes sense.
Yeah, I
I
really,
like that. I
learn
like
the lessons, forget the event. So keep inside you all the things that you learned, but don't let the negativity seep in by the event. And I thought that was pretty cool line. I don't think I've ever heard that one before. So live the lessons and um, forget the event. And I thought that was pretty cool.
I agree. Senior VP with the Guardians, Bob DiBiasio with us. Bobby, the other thing is baseball, certainly it's the game on the field, but there's the business aspect of it as well. And I got to tell you, I think to a person around Major League Baseball, no matter what network you were on or who was being interviewed, they constantly talked about our crowd and our fans at the ballpark. I saw some interviews with the Yankees after they won their series with the Royals, and they were saying, yeah, we got to go to Cleveland. And those fans are always intense. You heard the Tigers talk about that. I saw MLB Network talking about that. Good year for baseball for sure on the field, but the fans embraced this young team. They came out to the ballpark, and in being there for some of those playoffs, it was just fantastic to see their gravity towards this baseball team.
Oh, question. First time, what, since 2018, we had more than 2 million in attendance. Most every weekend was a sold out weekend. Just created that buzz that continued right through, obviously, as you would expect, through every postseason game. The ballpark looked beautiful. Fans had an absolute blast. They were treated to edge of your seat, nervous, not, fingernail biting baseball games that, you just sit back and you think, oh my, one swing of the bat here or there and changes the face of the game, which it certainly did. Unfortunately, the last two games, the swing of the bat came from the other side. But our fans were remarkable. They showed up. They showed up strong. They showed up loud. And our place was rocking and fun and
Mm-hmm.
with an organization again that had 9 rookies in the postseason on the postseason roster, a top 5 farm system. All 3 of our Ohio minor league affiliates were in championship series. Um, Things are going to be okay at Progressive Field.
I think so. Yeah, and let's go to the Dolan ownership because I think you brought up something there. It was fun at the ballpark, and I think the family, the ownership, and they've built up the ballpark and made some adjustments to the current fans. And we can talk about the corner bar. We can talk about the left field and the platform out there, and how the right field and the left field upper is cool. And we're going to see the uniqueness even more this season. The ownership has invested into the old ballpark to make it look like a new ballpark, and the fans love coming there. That corner bar in that area, it's fun. The left field, it's fun. And of course, people in the stands as well. They've really adjusted to the current fan of Major League Baseball to make it fun for them.
Absolutely. The one thing about our fan, it's 5 to 95 years old. And there's fans that love to sit in their seat and hang out with people around them. There's people who don't want to really sit and they want to hang out in a social gathering spot that's much larger. And we had to make sure that we understood all of those different demographics. And be honest with you, it's not real easy because when you're dealing with the huge spread of a demographic, there's food issues, there's music issues, there's traffic flow issues, there's restroom issues, there's all the things that you need as we become larger than some suburbs in our region. And to take care of everyone. And our people just, I think, do an incredibly expert job of providing the total fan experience. It's all these renovations. Yes, our ownership has a hefty amount of money invested in these, as does the state, the county, and the city as part of the renovations and continued development of, we think, one of the best ballparks in America.
And even adjusting to the fans' needs. You mentioned food, but if you want certain styles of food, it's there. But also, you guys have made the investment into the grab and go, which is really popular now. So if you just want to run in and grab a chips, thing of peanuts, and a pop and hurry back to the seat, you got it. Or if you want something a little bit more intense, like a rice and chicken bowl, that's there for you. So really, and that goes through a lot of work. People don't understand. There's a lot of research and surveys that goes into trying to take care of as many fans as you possibly can.
Yeah, the total fan experience, ever since we moved into that building, that was one of the things that we were the most excited about moving from Cleveland Stadium to that beautiful baseball only ballpark on the southern edge of downtown, was the fact that we were finally able to present Major League Baseball in a major league manner. And each and every year, we think we've added little nuances to make it better and better. And next year, when the North Coast Social area is going to be up and running, and the Carnegie Club up and running, and the upper deck left field, which you referenced, there's going to be a sports bar kind of feel to it next year, in addition to just, people being able to hang out and having that view of our city skyline and the lake and the ballpark right in front of you. Anybody can access that area who has a ticket, when they just feel like getting up out of their seat and just taking a walk and checking things out. So we're pretty excited about what 2025 will bring for our ballpark. And obviously, as I mentioned before, we think we're in a pretty good position to continue this sustained winning culture that we've built.
Last year at this time, you and I were doing a season wrap, and we're going to start searching for a new manager. And there was questions there, and a young baseball team, and who's going to be the shortstop, and these other things. Going into this offseason with this young baseball team, a lot of those questions have been answered. You mentioned maybe some coaches might be plucked away, who knows? But really, there's not nearly the question marks with this baseball team that we had a year ago.
No, starting pitching, we'll need to figure out where we're gonna land. We obviously may not know that till April or May. Once, you go to spring training and you bring people in, and you see what you have and how it all, just ends up flowing. As to, I just don't know if our bullpen can handle another workload that it did this past year. And just to see how we play around with certain position players.
Mm-hmm.
Chase DeLauder is going to be a kid that, it comes to spring training, he's already in the Arizona Fall League. He's healthy. Keep your fingers crossed, knock on wood, that kid stays healthy. Big 6'4", 230-pound kid that can fly and hit for power. And if he stays healthy, he's going to make notice, like he did last spring, that he belongs on a big league roster. And so that's going to be a fun one. We have 5 of the top 100 prospects in baseball. Again, all 3 Ohio teams in the championship series. So spring training is going to be fun. We're going to see some good young talent. And then the off-season deals that our guys always make sure that we do things that may be under the radar, but are certainly effective for a winning scenario. So we're in a good position.
Bobby, as always, my friend, this goes without saying. Thanks for all the time you give WAKR and me and the morning show. I always enjoy our conversations. I think you do as well. We talk about the team, we talk about baseball and passion. And I know you don't have to do this, so it's much appreciated on my end for sure.
Well, I have to do it because you treat me to Luigi's Pizza. So it's work for food kind of thing here. That's what it's all about, Ray. No, I love it. You and I have this um, absolute love for baseball and the history of baseball, and to be able to just sit in this kind of setting and have a free flow conversation throughout the year and the ebb and flows of a baseball season and spice it up with some history. It's an absolute treat. So thank you for inviting me every week and look forward to continuing.
That's as well as it can be said right there. Bobby, thanks again for joining us. I'll let you finish it off with the way you do every week. Go ahead.
Always a treat, Ray. Go Guardians.